So here is your Power 3. I'm actually going to change it a little bit. Won't just be 3 activities. I'm going to show you how to effectively use this foam roller. The foam roller varies in length and firmness. So it can be this long. I think some come even a little bit longer. Some are shorter. I'm not really concerned with the length of it at all, as long as you effectively use it properly and you don't fall off of it. And generally, I do like the longer one better. This one gives. It gives a little bit. Sometimes these foam rollers are really, really hard. And if you've never used it before, you will see stars. Again, I'm not telling you to do the foam roller. You need to inquire with your physical therapist, but using the foam roller is very effective to massage out some of the tight muscle groups that we have, particularly your IT band or your iliotibial band. It attaches from just by your knee, lateral side of the hip, to your greater trochanter. So it's a really good tool to use when you're feeling like you have knee pain or hip pain, but you do need to see a doctor and rule out any kind of bursitis or arthritis. But the foam roller is very effective. So I'll show you a couple of things to do, okay? So let's come down here. I'm first going to start with that IT band like I just mentioned to you. Now, again, be careful, it's not easy. I have clients who are like, no way, I'm not doing that at all. Some do it and it feels better. Leg long of the leg you're on, and then leg on the other side like this. Now, if you have shoulder problem or elbow problems, it might be challenging. But the key is to roll along the outside of that leg. I work with a chiropractor, and she knows the benefits of this. And every time we work with each other, she really makes sure to use the foam roller at the end of our workouts. So again, you want to go from the length of the knee, the outside of the knee, all the way up to the hip. It is not a pleasant feeling, I assure you, but it's really quite effective. And you could maybe do about 30 to 60 seconds. And then what you do is you roll back, and you can also address the glute. You roll on the glute. So guys, you know, I'm not going to sit here the whole time and roll on this because it might be a little boring, but the key is that use the foam roller, roll on different muscle groups. You can also do the hamstrings, the back of the leg, and of course you match it to the other side. You can do the thighs, the front and the thighs, and massage, and go the whole length, knees, top of the patella, to about the ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine. That would be an effective length or range for you to use the foam roller. You can also do your lower back. In the lower back, and in the side, your quadratus laborum or your QL. And then of course, you can also do the rotator cuff. You could probably get your infraspinatus a little bit more than the others. Probably won't get your subscapularis, but you can go in this position and find a spot also and stay on it. It'll be like a trigger point. So again, your foam roller usage is really quite beneficial because your muscles get tight when you work them. Sometimes they get tight and they start to shift some joints, right, or bones. So the key is if you use the foam roller and you roll it on out and you roll it on out, it's like getting a massage. But a massage can cost you $80, $100, $120, $150, or you can use the foam roller. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get a massage because a massage can be really beneficial for you if you know someone who does well. But just keep in mind that this foam roller can be very, very beneficial. Be careful when you do it. Get your doctor's approval, or if you're seeking physical therapy for an ailment, then this is key as well. And also, because you'll be releasing a lot of toxins from your muscles when you're doing the foam roller, you want to drink tons of water, because otherwise they'll settle and then you'll become more sore. So again, use the foam roller. They come in different lengths, different firmness. I like the longer one, and I don't like a really hard one because otherwise it will kill you. Not literally, but it will hurt a lot. Use this, roll outside of the legs, The glutes, the lower back, hamstrings, quads. No need to go over your knees. Be careful if you go over any bony protrusions, because it might not feel too good, even though that's where muscles, the tendons attach. And drink plenty of water. And each body part you could do about 30 to 60 seconds. So I would make sure to inquire with your doctor, like I said, but being really effective with this foam roller is very, very helpful. Bonus, I just showed you how to use the foam roller. Now I'm going to show you a workout that may require you to use the foam roller later at the end. So we're going to do a few activities here. We're going to do squats with the kettlebell. We're going to do lunges with some dumbbells, and then I'm going to do a one-legged tilt over, pivoting at my hips for mostly your glute and hip region, okay? So let's get started. Your kettlebell can really vary in weight because it's all dependent upon you. We have one outside in the other part of the gym, like 60 pounds. I'd say always start lighter, and of course, please, you've spoken to your doctor, you've been cleared to exercise, right? Be careful. So the kettlebell just gets held in this position. Feet are out a little bit, making sure that your knees always follow your feet. You don't want your knees to internally rotate. You want to make sure that you squeeze your glutes, especially your glute medius, so that you're externally rotated at the hips. Your knee follows your toe. You're not rounding at your back, keeping your transverse abdominis nice and compressed. If you've watched any of my shows, guys, over the years, you know how I feel about that transverse abdominis muscle. Compress it so that it's like wearing that weight belt. And you come down. If you can come to the floor, great. If you cannot, don't worry. Proper form is way more important than going to the floor. So you may have proper form here, and then you may round your back to get here. I don't want you to do that. When you do a squat, your heels should always be pressed into the ground and up. So your heels are pressed into the ground. I like to tell my clients, act like there's a piece of wood here and a piece of wood here, and they're pressing against that, right? So if there's something here, your knee is opening, you're pressing against that, as opposed to knees coming in, weight on the inside of your feet. You want the weight and the pressure on the outside. Squeeze your glute medius, open up your hips, down and up. When you come up, please do not completely lock your knees. So you don't want to do this, jerk. You want to come down, press, nice and smooth. Form is everything. I was just talking to somebody as we were setting up who was working out. Form is everything. She said she's taking a class at this Orange Theory, and her concern was, although it's effective workout, her concern was that is she doing everything properly? Form is everything. I have a client who had a stroke once because she ate whatever she wanted. Family history, older woman, had a stroke. Couldn't remember her daughter's name, but she knows how to still do a squat. Muscles have memory. So the technique and the form that you create in the beginning is key. You either make or break it. So get the neuromuscular connection to the muscle so that you make sure you do it properly in the beginning. If you don't, you're setting yourself up for years and years of doing form incorrectly. So you take the kettlebell and you make sure to do, let's say, 15, 20 repetitions or so. And again, exhaling on the way up, heels into the ground, making sure that you press, right? And again, proper form. Let's do about 15 to 20, okay? We put this down. Take some dumbbells. I like to say grab about 10 of them. 2 dumbbells, not 10. 10 pounds each is great. Again, the pounds vary on you, depend on you, vary for all. You don't even need dumbbells, actually. If you're a beginner, just work on your form, and you don't even need the dumbbells. Coming forward and coming back. Coming forward in this position, my knee does not go over my toes. The pressure is on the heel, straight down. When you punch, guys, you don't punch like this. You punch straight. Not like everybody's going out punching things, right? But you punch straight. So you don't want your ankle to go forward, like your knee to go forward. Press back. Both feet face forward, press back. Both feet face forward, press back, exhaling back. I like to say do again about 12, 15 repetitions with those dumbbells. So we just did your kettlebell squats. You did your lunges, right foot forward only, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 20 pounds, no pounds. Then the next activity I like to do, stand on one leg, come down to the floor. If you can touch the floor, that's great. You should be feeling this work primarily in the right hip. Now again, some of these may be advanced. My suggestion is to get an assessment done by a professional so that you're really starting out where you need to start out based on your weaknesses, your obstacles, and your goals. But again, right leg only, heel goes into the ground, pivot at your hips, not your back. And don't really overwhelm and bend your knee. Soften the knee and come up. 2 more. 1. Good. You will need to stretch your hip, or guess what? Do the foam roller, right? Really massage out that glute region. My suggestion then is to once go back into the kettlebell, right? So here we go. We'll go back into the kettlebell. Good. Down and up, heels into your ground. Knees follow your toes. And up. And press up. Exhaling up. If you're unsure about form, it's okay. Of course you'll be unsure about form. I don't really know how to film back there. So you just find somebody who knows what they're doing and they'll help you, okay? Forward with the left leg now, and back. And back. Everything should be facing forward. Please don't let that forward knee go over your toes. And exhale back. Again, 12, 15 of them. Be consistent, of course. Maybe 15 kettlebell squats, 12 to 15 lunges, and then you go back to the balance on the left leg now. Stabilize your hips. Pivot at your hips. No need to round your back. If you cannot go all the way down, stop here. Don't round your back just to be able to go all the way down. You're pivoting at your hips. Exhale up. Wonderful. And again, that's when you want to foam roll those hips. Now, a good stretch for you to do, and I think, I don't have it right here. Maybe John, can we just come over here so I can show? This is actually a really good stretch for after what you just did. Find a chair or a bench. Bring your leg over. If you've had a hip replacement, this is not the suggested stretch for you to do. External rotation and extreme hip flexion are not advised after hip replacements. So, but you would put your leg in this position, come forward, and that feels really good. So did the foam roller. Foam roller was effective. I'm not saying it's great, but it's effective. And you come forward. Just relax into it. Remember, your stretches need to be about 30 to 60 seconds long or longer, but you have lots of things in a muscle cell. One is called a muscle spindle, and one is called a Golgi tendon organ. Yes, very strange. But you have lots of things in a muscle cell, mitochondria and so forth. Well, those two that I stated, they're kind of at opposition with each other. One is saying, oh my God, she's going to snap me, hold on. And the other says, relax, you're good, right? Takes at least 30 to 60 seconds for them to be on the same page and say, relax. It's just a stretch, you won't snap, right? So it's interesting how the body has this internal mechanism for preservation, right, and to protect itself. But this is a really good stretch for your hips. Again, don't do it if you've had hip replacement surgery, right? And you shake them out so that at least now you feel firm, you feel used, you feel like you got your body working. That's a great classic exercise program for workout for your legs. Squats, lunges, one-legged pivot over for your hips. I mean, it really is quite effective. Feel free, do stretching afterwards. You could simply do your quad stretch like this. For your thighs, grab the ankle. Do not grab the toes. Grab the ankle. If you grab the toes, you put pressure on the ligaments in the knee. Grab the ankle. I said that right, right? Don't grab the toes, grab the ankle. Right? I showed you how to stretch the hips. We'll do the other side. It's only an effective stretch if you don't bend over. Because remember, this angle is what we're trying to increase. So you really want to do this position. If you have lower back trouble, lumbar issues, any sort of quadratus laborum, QL issues, you may not be able to do this because you're flexing your back. But you want to get your flexor muscles in your pelvis, in your hips, psoas and iliacus. Then you get your 4 quad muscles. And then I always like to just do this stretch at the end. Feet facing forward, arms up, and kind of lean back again. Guys, this isn't for everyone. That's why an assessment is really, really important, okay? It's just general activities and stretches to do. You get your flexors, get some of your quads. And then you stretch again in this position. That just feels so good. You get your flexors. If any of you have ever had lower back trouble, your sacrum or mostly your sacrum. It's a diamond bone at the bottom of your back, right where my little voice box thing is here. My, what is it called? Microphone. So your sacrum is there. And if it shifts a little bit, you're gonna have a lot of back pain. So it's always best to make sure it goes back into alignment, but you might not be able to have the ability to flex or hyperextend like that. I'm sorry, this is flex, hyperextend like that. And you might have your muscles get really cramped and in spasm. So that's your Power 3. Showed you some activities you could do for your lower body. And then don't forget to stretch. And I hope you have a great day.